Don't leave me hanging. It's go time.
Hey everybody, this is Josh, and welcome to another great game of StarCraft 2 being played between prOpZnow, the red Terran over here on the bottom right side of GSL Bel'Shir Beach. His opponent today is going to be Buffy, the purple Zerg up here on the top left side. GSL Bel'Shir Beach is the newest map that they've added. They're going to start using it in the Global StarCraft Team League here coming up very soon, and I just thought we'd get this cast out of the way so we can get familiar with the map before we see the pros playing on it. And today's cast is actually sponsored by GuppyCreations.com. It's a t-shirt website with a lot of original artwork from a Boston-based artist named Alex Z. Go pop over to GuppyCreations.com after the cast, see if they've got anything to your liking. But here we go into this game. Both of these guys are European Masters Leagues players. I just grabbed this replay pretty much at random from a website called sc-replay.com just because I want to actually take a look at the map itself. I'm sure these guys are great players in their own regards, but I really don't know anything about Buffy or prOpZnow. I just want to look at this cool beach tile set map that GSL is going to start using. It looks like the main actually extends a little sort of north or south depending on your spawn, obviously, but there's a lot of space up here. There's a little cliff that you can build something on, I suppose. I'm not sure. This is just kind of a weird spot. It seems like an SCV would be able to get up here, or siege tanks or something, and siege your natural. The natural is actually only separated from the main by a choke, and it looks like prOpZnow is actually going to be walling off his choke here with a barracks. Looks like just one more supply depot there will finish that wall off. He's also getting up his first gas. Should be seeing that orbital command and first marine shortly after that. It looks like prOpZnow does have his SCV up here scouting as well, waiting for this drone to come try and take a hatchery. He does have 300 minerals, but once he sees that SCV, just immediately drops the spawning pool instead. So actually, there's a little note, sc-replay.com. There's a way that you can parse replays and put in whatever you want them to say. Like I could actually parse this replay and have Buffy say, "I love hot dogs," or something like that. Just something ridiculous. And it's kind of weird that you're able to do that before uploading replays somewhere. But if I ever figure it out, I'll let you guys know. Either way, Bel'Shir Beach, let's get back to it. The natural is actually very, very wide open, and actually it'll be better to look at Buffy since he's already got this hatch coming up. You can attack from the bottom right, or the right side. There are actually three big paths of attack, and the middle of the map is just totally wide open. All this water you see, you can actually build if it's shallow enough. There are varying depths here. I believe all this area that we're looking at now is shallow enough to build in, but I think I read that there are some deeper spots where you're actually unable to build, but it's hard to tell because of the fog of war right now. I can't really tell which areas are too deep. This area obviously looks like it would be too deep. It's just like a cliff leading down to an abyss, I suppose. But either way, you can build supply depots, you can build hatcheries, you can build whatever you want in this shallow water. And I actually saw some scantipedes and stuff running around. It looked like they were on top of the water. There's actually little waves and splashes and stuff like that too. So it's a very, very cool map. There's that scantipede that I was looking for earlier. He just kind of looks like he's crawling around on top of it. But you know, I guess we'll see how everything interacts here. I'd like to see how the creep interacts with the water there, but the map, all in all, looks very, very pretty. There are destructible rocks scattered all about, including here at this gold base, where there's only 5 mineral patches and a rich Vesping geyser. So very valuable base to take, but I don't think it's going to be taken very quickly by most players just because of the huge distance it takes by ground to get back to your main. A Terran player could actually build a command center here, float it over to the gold quite quickly, but then you have to take out those destructible rocks too. So not sure if we're going to see a ton of use out of those gold bases here on Bel'Shir Beach. And we did see prOpZnow actually take out an Overlord there a moment ago, so good for him. Supply blocking his Zerg opponent just briefly, and it looks like he's already back on track with that. Getting a Roach Warren up now himself, working off of just 1 gas and 2 hatcheries. Let's look at the income tab, just out of curiosity. 22 harvesters for our Zerg player Buffy, 21 harvesters for prOpZnow, still working off of that 1 base. We have a couple of Hellions here headed through the middle of the map, skirting right by those destructible rocks, and a Terran player could actually wall this off with just a bunker here and force his opponent to break down those destructible rocks later on in a game. You could use a lot of interesting siege tank techniques on this map, but these Hellions actually unaccounted for right now. There's just a single spine crawler being built, and the Queen is not even done here at the natural, so these Hellions are just going to have free reign, torching 4 or 5 drones there. The rest of the drones just running away, turning into extractors, just so they don't die to these two Hellions. I don't see any roaches just yet for Buffy. Surprised he didn't come in here into the main and try to torch some drones too. Actually, if you look at the unit count, he doesn't have any roaches, only make a couple of lings right now, and these 3 Hellions should be able to do a lot of damage here. Buffy finally gets a queen out. He's going to start jabbing away at one of those Hellions. The Spinecrawler now getting in on the action as well. Those extractors still just constantly being rebuilt and canceled just to keep those drones alive, but finally a roach is out. We got 2 queens defending, and the Hellions will be warded away. They could also come in through here, and it looks like these little fronds right here could be used as visibility blockers, I believe. But now that Buffy has some production coming out, he's going to replace those drones that he just lost and hopefully start building some more roaches so that doesn't happen again. Looks like a couple of little doodads are here on the beach, some Terran supply crates perhaps hanging out in just random little nooks out there in the water. Let's look at this third base over here. Nothing too special to write home about. There's a very wide open attack area entrance there from the top left. We also have a little bit of a choke over here and an elevation change as well, so Terran player could actually wall this off up at the top, wall this off with a bunker, wall this off with a, I don't know, some barracks or something, and actually be able to protect this natural expansion a little bit easier than I think the other races might be able to. But check this out, prOpZnow is already back in here with 4 more Hellions trying to torch these drones. Poor Buffy still does not really have enough roaches or any spine crawlers in his main to be able to defend against this. If we look at units killed right now, let's see, that's Control R. It'll show us how many workers have been killed so far, 14 and rising, but now the Roach, Queen, and Spinecrawler combination is going to finally chase out those mean little Hellions. Buffy just having a tough time getting his economy to the level he wants it at, and prOpZnow is actually ahead of him by 4 harvesters. As a Zerg player, you never want your Terran opponent to have more harvesters than you, and definitely don't want him to be on even or more bases than you. And check this out, prOpZnow just cranking out some bio units now. It looks like he is still making lots and lots of Hellions. I don't think he ever got the blue flame upgrade though. No, he hasn't. But he's going to be fine with just that number of Hellions, I believe. He's already up 15 supply on our Zerg opponent as well, still just cranking out SCVs now out of 2 orbital commands. Not even adding on any more refineries because his army is just so cheap. Just mineral cost really for all those Hellions and Marines. Oh, here we go. Here's the creep actually spreading into the shallow water. It looks kind of interesting there, and you can see it crawling up onto the land. That's very, very interesting, and these roaches will be moving very quickly through there. I imagine it'll probably look pretty weird to see those roaches running around on the creep on the water, especially if it gets the roach movement speed increase. He is getting his lair now, so it will be still a couple of minutes before we see that, but prOpZnow just making tons of Hellions. He's got several Marauders and Marines already out with stim. No concussive shell just yet, but combat shield is just now about to finish. And prOpZnow is moving out with 11 Hellions and a pretty large bioforce here. About 17 units there, Marines and Marauders both. But here we go. The Hellion's going to come in first and try and soften the front. But it looks like Buffy finally blocking that little area there with 3 roaches. prOpZnow could actually just head around from the side, but it looks like he's got that area blocked as well. Could also go up through here, but he's got those creep tumors spotting for him. But now here we go, the Hellion's moving up in the front, doing some splash damage to those roaches. Not a ton of damage, but still softening them up for all these Marines and Marauders that are headed in now. And there went that big stim. Lots of Banelings morphing here for Buffy. 6 Banelings, but he's just going to run them away into the main. No, finally he does crash into those Hellions. He kills quite a lot of them, but now all this bio is still remaining. He's reinforcing constantly from the main base back there, and Buffy suddenly has very few units. There he goes, just leaving the game. Not even a GG, but that's okay. I'm not going to judge him too harshly. I do want to thank these guys for showing off Bel'Shir Beach for me and for all of you guys watching at home. Also want to thank guppycreations.com for sponsoring this cast. Go check them out, guppycreations.com, if you want to take a look at some original artwork on some cool t-shirts. Go do that. But I hope you guys enjoyed Bel'Shir Beach, and I really hope that we're going to see some epic games on this map from the GSL and the GSTL, that team league, in the near future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys very, very soon.